Tough conversations can pop up anywhere, whether it's in the sword alley, the pickup cab, or over supper at the kitchen table. And let's be honest, navigating those talks can leave everyone involved feeling frustrated, unheard, or stuck. That's why I created a free guide, Handling Hard Conversations, 3 Steps to Creating Space for Clarity, Connection, and Mutual Respect. In this quick and practical resource, you will learn how to pause and ground yourself before your emotions run wild, validate both yourself and others, building trust, and how to ask honest questions that lead to real connection. These 3 simple steps can help you communicate better and keep your relationships, whether it's with your family, your crew, or your spouse, strong and steady, even on the hard days. Download your free copy today and start moving more smoothly through those hard conversations with confidence. The link is in the show notes, so go grab it now. Here's to drawing good movement.
I'll carry you, you carry me, we'll help each other through it. Come on and see, good movement draws good movement.
Welcome to Good Movement Draws Good Movement, the podcast where farmers, ranchers, and rural folks can grow relationally through awareness, understanding, and effective communication. Hey, it's T. I'm your host, and I, along with my guests, will be covering topics related to drawing good movement. Things like self and social awareness, brain science, positive psychology, extending grace, and so much more. We'll share tools that can help you understand why you are the way you are, why others are the way they are, and how you can use that to step out of self-told lies with grace and compassion to draw good movement in conversations, relationships, and life in rural America. Let's go draw good movement. Welcome back to the Good Movement Draws Good Movement podcast. Something that I have heard a lot lately, questions that have been coming in, FAQs, if you will, is how do I start feeling my feelings without being completely wrecked by them? I'm working on feeling my feelings, but once I open that door, I feel overwhelmed and consumed by them for the rest of the day. And I get it. When you've been shoving down for years, even decades, finally opening that lid can feel a little bit like standing right in front of a fire hose, full force, in your face, overwhelming. So today I wanted to talk through what I've learned, lived, and now guide others through, which is how to feel, truly feel, without it flattening you. When we talk about feeling our feelings, I think a lot of times we imagine that we have to feel everything all at once, like open the gate and let them all stampede on through. But approaching it in that way is overwhelming and does not yield the best of outcomes, especially if, like me, you've been a hoarder of your emotions, which I think a fair amount of us do because we weren't taught how to regulate or process our emotions. We were taught to power through, to be tough, don't be dramatic, dry it up, get it back on that buckskin. But our limbic system, that's the emotional part of the brain. It doesn't just shut off because you pretend it's not there. It's constantly on, and those feelings don't disappear. They go underground, so to speak. And when they finally surface, they tend to make themselves known in a very real, very loud way. Some common signs of emotional overload: snapping at your partner over something seemingly small, disappearing figuratively by reverting inward, or literally by exiting the situation physically at the slightest sign of tension. Freezing when someone asks you how you're really doing. Those are all signs of emotional overload. And this doesn't mean you're broken. It means your body's doing exactly what it was designed to do, protect you. The trouble starts when we get stuck in that protective mode, fight, flight, or freeze, and never make it back to rest and digest. Rest and digest is the parasympathetic nervous system, and it's where the healing and restoration and refreshing happens. When we shove down our emotions or don't allow our bodies to complete the stress response, we stay locked in survival mode. And over time, that takes a real toll. So the goal here isn't to never fight, flight, or freeze, flee or freeze. That's a better way to say that. The goal is to have the nervous system working the way it was designed to. The goal is to have a nervous system that allows you to respond to the situation and return to rest and digest without getting stuck. The way to do that is through safely feeling and growing capacity little by little, rather than diving straight into the deep end and trying to feel everything all at once. It'd be like, jumping into the deep end of the pool without knowing how to swim. Here are a few tools to help you do this safely and grow your capacity, learn to swim, so to speak. The first tool is just name it without trying to fix it. Instead of saying, I'm fine, try, I feel tight in my chest, or I'm carrying something heavy and I don't know what that is yet. Name the things without judgment or trying to solve them. This is a practice of compassion. It says, hey, I see you. I'm not going to ignore you anymore. The second one is touch it, make contact, but don't marinate in it. So you don't have to move in with your feelings. You just have to visit. So sit with sadness for a bit. Be curious about anger. Take a glance at grief. And then come back to the present. Notice your feet on the floor or in your stirrups. Feel the warmth of your coffee mug in your hands. Name 5 things you see. Make contact with the feeling or emotion, and then ground yourself back into the present if it feels like too much. The third thing is use your body as a map. A lot of us are out of touch with our emotions, but we can still feel things in our bodies. And when I say feel, I mean like actual sensations in our bodies. So start there. Start with body signals. Is your jaw clenched? Is your heart racing? Do you have a burning fire in your belly? Is there heaviness behind your eyes? And then ask, what was happening just before that sensation set in? What might that feeling be telling you? The fourth tool is tend to one feeling at a time. You wouldn't run an entire pen of calves through the chute at once, like all at the same time. You can't. You wouldn't because you can't. And it's the same here. You can't feel all the things all at once. You can try, but it's not going to be good. So focus on what's loudest or what's right now. Is it anger, sadness, regret? But just one. Feel just one. And the fifth thing is contain the space. Give yourself emotional fences. Maybe it's journaling in the pickup for 10 minutes before you go out and get started with the day's work. Maybe it's turning on a song or a couple of songs that you know move you emotionally. Let that flow for those 10 minutes or those couple songs, and then ground yourself back to the present. Fences don't just keep things in, they create safety. And safety is what makes feeling possible and sustainable. If we don't feel safe, we're going to stay stuck in that sympathetic nervous system. Fight, flight, freeze. You can use one or all of these tools. You can use them one off, or you can use them kind of in sequence. I will say that if you start into this feeling process and it feels like too much and you're overwhelmed and it's going to completely wreck you for the rest of the day, go to that grounding. Feel your feet on the floor. Notice your feet on the floor, or the feeling of the wind on your face, or touch the fence. Ground yourself and bring you back into the present moment. And you'll know if you're trying to do too much too fast. If you can't think clearly, you feel panicked, you shut down or dissociate, you start to revert inward and numb. And if that happens, you're not doing it wrong, just going a little too fast. So slow down, breathe, ground yourself, like I said, and try it later. And it's easy to get discouraged at how slow this feeling and healing process takes. I know I've been there. I totally 1000% get it. We want things to move fast. We want it to be done and over with and on to the next thing. But I want to encourage you that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Healing is not linear and it's not always fast. It's rarely straightforward. It moves at the speed of safety and trust. And so by doing these things slowly and smoothly, we create that safety and that trust. And because it's smooth, it's fast. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. You don't have to feel everything right at once. In fact, it's way better if you don't try to do that. You can't feel everything right now and all at once. The hardest step in all of this isn't the feeling part. It's the starting to feel and feeling safe in doing that. And if that's where you are, that's so brave. Such a brave step, truly. So here's to slow, safe spaces and the kind of healing that doesn't make you feel better, but it makes you feel more like yourself. And with that, until next time, draw a good movement. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful for you. If you found value in this episode, I'd love for you to share with others who might also benefit from tuning in. Share by word of mouth, send it in a text, take a screenshot and post it on social media, or share however you prefer. And if you haven't already, hit the follow or subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Until next time, draw good movement.